Today we will do about a 45-minute Hatha yoga sequence. So it's going to be a little bit slower paced, longer holds, and just really relaxing. Um, Always listen to your body. And if something doesn't feel quite right, just back off a little bit. Um, if you want to grab, actually, hold on one second. Let me just okay, let me spotlight my video so you guys can see me. Okay, that didn't work. Let me see here. Pin my video. Okay, so you guys should see me now. I hope. If not, just give me a holler and I will try to fix it. So if you have your mat or your yoga space, you can be on carpet or whatever you'd like. If you have two yoga blocks, that might be helpful. If you don't have blocks, you can also use a chair, for example, or books or sturdy like gallon water jugs or something similar. You may also want to just grab a blanket or a towel. This will be to pad your knee in some of the poses. So just making sure that you're comfortable. We will start off in a seated position. So come into a cross-legged, comfortable position. You can sit up on a block if you need to here. And you can also sit on a chair if sitting like this doesn't quite work for you. Close down your eyes and start paying attention to your breath here. Just notice your breath, if it's shallow or deep. Try not to judge it, just let it be whatever it is. And we'll just take a minute to settle here. So if you're still grabbing your props or still getting settled in your seat, that's perfectly okay. Once you're settled, start breathing in and out through your nose. Feel the sit bones ground down. Spine is long, back is straight, crown of the head is drawing upwards. You can imagine a little ball of white light at the very base of your spine. So at the very base of your tailbone. And as you inhale, imagine that little ball of light going all the way up through your spine. So through your low back, your mid back, your upper back, and your neck. And as you exhale, it travels back down through your neck, upper back, mid back, low back. And it finishes at the base of your tailbone. Inhale, the little ball of light will travel up again. And as you exhale, it travels down. Continue here for a few breaths on your own. And as you feel ready, take a couple more breaths. And then slowly blink open your eyes. We'll stay in our seated position. You can, again, if you sit on a chair, that's totally okay, or sit up on a block or something. Just find a comfortable seat, cross-legged. And we'll take some big circles with our body here. So this is called stir the pot. So just moving around in the body here, whatever feels good. You can take as small or as big of a circle as feels good for you. And switch directions. Keep the belly button drawing towards the spine. This will help keep that core stability and also protect your low back. Come to center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bend over to the right. Feel a stretch in that left side body. Inhale, back to center, arms up. Exhale, bend over to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. You can keep going here with your own breath. Kind of imagine that you're a weed blowing in the wind here. Just nice and gentle movement. Last one. Come to center, arms are up. On an exhale, gently twist over to the left. Your hands will just fall wherever they fall. Inhale, grow a little bit taller. And exhale, twist a little deeper. Don't use your hands to push here. You don't want to yank your body in any direction. Maybe look over that left shoulder if it feels comfortable for your neck. Inhale, back to center, arms up. Exhale, twist over to the right. Hands will just fall wherever they fall. Inhale, grow a little taller. Exhale, twist a little deeper. The twist is coming from your waist, so your obliques. One more. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, arms by your side. Bring your arms out in front of you. Then bring your right arm underneath the left and wrap your arms into an eagle arm wrap. Now, if this is too much, you can also just simply hold on your shoulders. So take whatever variation feels good for you here. Really spread those shoulder blades apart. So whether you're here or here, make sure to really kind of pull those shoulder blades away from the spine, feeling that nice stretch in the upper back here. And as you inhale, bring your arms up for a gentle back bend. And exhale, fold it in. Draw belly button to spine. Let the head kind of just hang here. Feel that nice stretch across the upper back. Inhale, back to center. And we'll switch the arms. Bring the arms up. Arms come in front. This time, bring the left arm underneath the right. And again, you can take an eagle arm wrap here, holding on to your hands, or simply hold on to your shoulders right here. Take whatever variation feels good for you today. Spread the shoulder blades away from the spine. Inhale, arms come up, look slightly upward, gentle back bend here. And exhale, fold it in. Belly strong. Let the upper back just relax here. Feel that nice stretch through your upper back and neck. Inhale, come back up. And unravel the arms. Shake out the legs a bit. Now, if you were on a chair, you may want to come down to the floor for this. So we'll do a little hip mobility drill here. So keep your knees in I guess it's a 90-90 angle here. And we're just going to move a little bit side to side. So it looks like this. So your legs are in a 90-90 position here and your body's kind of facing towards that bottom knee. And then we'll switch to the other side, nice and gentle here. If your knees don't touch the ground, that's okay. Just move side to side here. It's a good way to wake up the hips, get that synovial fluid going, which helps with mobility and just feeling more open and less stiff in our joints. On this next one, perhaps you fold forward or you can stay upright, whatever feels good for you here. You can fold forward, perhaps you come down to your forearms or not. And perhaps you let your head rest down on the mat or on your hands. Or again, if it feels better to stay upright, go ahead and do that. This is your practice. It's supposed to feel good. It's just yoga. Should feel this stretch here in the outer hip of that left leg that's on the bottom. Might also feel it throughout the back. Inhale, come up. We'll move on to the other side. Do the same thing. Again, invitation to stay here. Or if you'd like to add on, you can start lowering down. Breathe. Perhaps you let your head come down. That feels good. You should feel this in that right hip that's on the bottom. Breathe here. Inhale, come on up. You can just shake your hips out a little bit here. Maybe take a quick butterfly pose, whatever you need to do to release those hips. From here, we'll make our way into tabletop position. So your hands are right underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. We'll warm up the spine here with some cat-cows. So on an inhale, tailbone comes up, belly drops, chest comes through, gaze slightly upwards. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round and curl, push the floor away. Cat pose. Inhale back to cow pose. Tailbone up, chest comes through. Almost imagine pulling your hands towards your feet here to open up the chest. Exhale, cat pose. Do two more here, your own breath. Inhaling to cow and exhaling to cats. Good. Okay, from here, inhale, lift your left arm up. And as you exhale, thread it underneath your right arm. Your temple comes down to the mat. Thread the needle. Your right arm can stay here, or you can walk it up to the top of the mat. Maybe you even start walking it over to the left a little bit. Your right shoulder blade is pulling towards the spine here. This is a thoracic rotation, so we're twisting through the upper and middle back. One more breath here. Belly is engaged. Draw that belly button towards the spine. That right hand comes back underneath the shoulder. On an inhale, push up. Left arm comes up and place it back down. Good. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, right arm comes up. And as you exhale, thread it underneath your right arm or your left arm for thread the needle on the second side. Your left hand can stay where it is, or perhaps you walk it to the front of the mat and maybe a little bit over to the right. That left shoulder blade is pulling towards the spine. So you're opening up through the chest here, imagining that you're trying to twist your chest towards the sky. One more breath here, nice and easy. Walk your hand back. Your left hand is underneath the shoulder. On an inhale, push up. Arms come up and place it back down. Good. We're back in our tabletop. Keep your core engaged. So really draw that belly button towards the spine. Reach your right leg back. Be careful not to arch your low back here, but keep that belly button drawing towards the spine. And this movement is coming from the glutes. Lift your left arm forward. So you're in balancing table. On an exhale, bring your elbow to your knee. Round out through the back. Do 5 of those. 2. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, curl. 2 more. Really feel the abs working here. It's a really good core movement. Beautiful. Place your foot and hand back down. Other side. Left leg back, right arm forward. Balancing table. Engage through that core. Draw that belly button towards the spine. Don't let the back arch. Feel that glute fire up. Exhale, knee to elbow. You can make this little sh sound on the exhale. Will really help engage your abdomen here. That deepest core layer, called it transverse abdominis. Last one. Stretch it out and back to center. Beautiful. Okay. Whew. Take a little break there for your wrist. Shake it out. And we'll come down onto our bellies. Shake your hips out a little bit. Windshield wiper the legs. Place your feet on the mat. Push your pubic bone into the mat and engage through your core. Come up to your forearms. If you feel any crunching in the low back here, you can separate your legs a bit wider and also make sure that you're really pressing that pubic bone into the mat and lift through the lower abs. So really draw that belly button towards the spine. This is Sphinx pose. Imagine that your forearms are drawing back towards your feet, so towards the back of the mat. Your shoulder blades are pulling together. Chest is pulling through here. Your upper back is really firing up. You should feel your back muscles engage here and press the top of your feet into the mat. It's an active pose. It looks passive, but we can make it quite active. From here, lift your right leg towards your right glute and just pulse it twice. Then the left, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Nice and easy here. Working some active flexibility. Don't lose that upper back engagement. Keep pulling, almost like you're trying to pull yourself forward on the mats. One more here. Good, beautiful. Lower down into crocodile pose. So forearms are stacked and you can just rest your forehead on your forearms. Bring your right knee so that it's parallel to your right hip. And your right ankle is right underneath the knee. So your leg is in a 90-degree angle here. Now you can stay right here. This is half frog pose. Feels really good for the inner thighs. You can stay here, or invitation to come up to Sphinx pose again. So this is a Sphinx and half frog pose. Bit of a mashup, but it feels really good. Press that pubic bone into the mat. And come back down. Bring your leg back and the other side. So left knee parallel to your left hip. You can stay here or come up into Sphinx pose. Breathe here. Beautiful. Lower down. Leg comes back. Push up through tabletop and come back into child's pose. You can wiggle the hips a little side to side here, whatever feels good. From here, come into tabletop. Walk your hands about a hand's distance forward. Gotta make sure I don't drop my earphones. And we'll push up into downward facing dog. So hips come back. Keep a generous bend in your knees here. So you want to make sure that your spine is long in this position. You know, walk it out a little bit. Gently push the floor away with your hands. Keep a generous bend here. Imagine that your pelvis is tilting forward and you're trying to almost spill your spine out of the pelvis, right? Now, if you can straighten your legs and still keep this, keep the spine this long, you can go ahead and do that. Otherwise, I want you to keep the knees bent because a straight spine is way more important than straight legs. Inhale here. As you exhale, walk to the top of the mat and slowly come up to stand. Reach your arms overhead. Exhale, arms come by your side. We're doing a couple of sun breaths here. So it's not a sun salutation, it's just the sun breaths. So we'll inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hinge from your hips and fold forward. And you may want to use your blocks here. You can use your blocks if you're here, or you can use a chair as well. Whatever feels good. So you want to hinge from the hips, fold forward, keep a generous bend in your knees, and your feet can be hips distance apart here. If you're here, you can let the head hang. Or if you're here, that's all good too. You just stay right there. Feel the stretch in the backside of your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. So spine is straight. Hands can come to your thighs or your shins or blocks, wherever you are. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, bend your knees, come all the way up to stand. Arms come overhead. Exhale, arms by your side. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, spine is long. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Arms overhead, look up. Exhale, arms come by your side for mountain pose. Beautiful. 1 more just like that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, arms by your side, mountain pose. Great job. Okay, so we're gonna come down to our belly again. So we'll go through a sun breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge through your hips, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into plank, drop the knees, and come all the way down onto your belly. Press the pubic bone into the mat, lift through the low abs, so really engage through that, through your core, so belly button drawing towards the spine. Your hands are underneath the shoulders. Use your upper back muscles to lift your upper back up here, or your upper body. Hover the hands for a moment. Place the hands back down. Curl the toes under. Come back into downward facing dog. You can come through tabletop. Push up into downward facing dog. You can walk out your dog a little bit here. Again, remember to keep those knees bent to make sure that the spine is straight. Inhale into plank, drop the knees, lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra pose again. We've been here before. I'm gonna do this 2 more times. Curl the toes under, push back, downward facing dog. One breath here. Good job. Inhale into plank, lower the knees, exhale all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower down, push back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale to plank, drop the knees. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra. Last one. Downward facing dog. Inhale to plank, drop the knees, lower all the way down. Place your forehead on the mat. Arms come by your side, palms face upward. On an inhale, lift your legs and your upper body at the same time. Pubic bone presses into the ground here or into the mat. Back is strong, glutes are strong. This is locust pose. Exhale, come on down. You can take a quick crocodile pose. We'll do that one more time. Forehead to the mat, arms by your side, palms face up. Really press that pubic bone in towards the mat. Draw the belly button towards the spine. And on an inhale, engage through your back body. Lift your arms and legs up and back. Feel those strong back muscles engage here. Locust pose. And exhale, come on down. Beautiful, good job. Shake the hips out a little bit. You can windshield wiper side to side. And then press back through. You can take a quick child's pose here. And we'll meet in downward facing dog just for a moment. Breathe. Nice and easy. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back. Exhale, place your foot in between your hands and we'll come into low lunge. This is where you might want your blanket underneath your knee. Could feel really good. I'll show you here. It can be quite intense on the knees otherwise. So it looks something like this. You can start off here in 90-90 position with the legs, nice and easy. You can keep your right hand on your right thigh and lift your left arm up if that feels good and kind of a little bit over. So it's almost like a little side bend here and lower down. Do two more of those. Inhale up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Beautiful. Really feeling this in the hip flexor and the psoas here, which is really good. They get super tight from sitting all day. So if you sit in a car or at a desk, it's a really good stretch to do. Okay, so from here, perhaps you can find a little bit of space to come forward a bit in your lunge. This is where your blocks might come in handy, or whatever you have. You can use a chair to hold on to here as well. It's just kind of for balance. So let's take a moment to settle into our low lunge here. You can find a little bit of movement and play around with, the blocks or the chair, whatever you have. Just feel into your hips here. So you might feel this in your right hip underneath here. And of course, your hip flexors on that left side. Just be curious here. Just see how this feels. We're not forcing anything. We're not trying to achieve anything. It's just yoga, right? So we're just trying to feel good, trying to give our body what it needs. So just be curious here and listen to your body. What is it telling you? Can it go deeper? Does it want to back off a little bit? Just listen. And from here, maybe if you're using the blocks, maybe you can let them go and see if you can stay right here. Perhaps you can do no hands. And from here, we'll do an isometric exercise. So pull pull everything together here. So your right foot will pull towards your left knee and your left knee will pull towards your right foot. So we'll go ahead and hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax. See if you have any more space. It's called a PNF stretching technique, and it's a good way to, you're kind of tricking some of the tendons to relax a bit more. We'll do that one more time. So see if you can release your hands and then pull everything together. So your left knee is moving towards the, not moving, but you're thinking about pulling it towards the right foot towards the left knee. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Release into that. Yes. See if you have any more space there. Should feel pretty good. Okay. Then switch your hips back. You might have to move that right foot forward a bit. And we're coming into a runner stretch. Again, this is where the blocks might be helpful, or a chair or whatever you have for balance. Hinge here from the hips. So you want to feel the stretch in the back side of your right leg. Your right foot is flexed. Your right toes are drawing towards your face. And you might be here. You might be up here or holding on to a chair. It's all good. Perhaps your hands can reach the floor. That's great too. Wherever you are is perfect. Just do whatever feels good in your body. I'm going to stay right here today because this feels really good. And perhaps you find a little bit of movement here again. It's kind of maybe a little bit of bouncing, just very gentle, very gentle. Maybe just moving a little side to side. Again, just kind of be curious here. See if your body has something to tell you. Does it want more movement? Does it want to be still? Maybe go deeper, maybe back out a little bit. Just listen to it. Beautiful. Okay. From here, we'll do a little bit of a flow. So on an inhale, come into your low lunge. You can use the blocks or not. It all depends where you are. Use a chair or hands on the floor, whatever works for you. And as you exhale, come back. 2 more just like that. Inhale, low lunge. And exhale, runner stretch. Good, yogis. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Bring that right knee back. Come into tabletop. Shake out the hips a little bit as needed. And we'll do the same thing on the second side. So come into downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. And on an exhale, bring your left foot in between your hands. Your right knee will drop to the mat or to the blanket. And you can stay right here in 90-90 for just a moment. Just feel this nice stretch here in your hip flexors and your psoas. Left hand on left thigh. And if this feels good, on an inhale, reach your right arm up and slightly over. Exhale, back down. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, down. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, down. Good job. A little bit of dynamic stretching there. And you can stay right there, or you can start coming a little bit forward here in your lunge. And as you settle in there, just going to check here because I saw there's a message. Just have a look here. Oh, love the bunnies. Yeah, all the little animals there. We have them on Holly's screen. Okay. Oh, we're on this leg. Okay. So as you're settled into your low lunge, we'll do that isometric pull here again. So pull your right knee towards your left foot and your left foot towards your right knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See if you got any more space here. Yes, that's it. Beautiful. And use your blocks here if you'd like, or a chair again for balance. And then maybe you find a little bit of bounce here while moving around, whatever feels good. We'll do that isometric pull again. So no hands if you can. Of course, use your hands if you need to. And then right knee towards left foot towards right knee. 3, 2, 1. Whew. That's it. Ah, yes. Come on deeper into those hips. This is so good to do on a daily basis, especially if you drive a lot or sit by a laptop. Really nice to open up our hips like this. Can help with all kinds of issues in our back and our knees and everything. Okay, so you can find a little bit of movement here again, bouncing, moving a little side to side, and then shift your hips back. Straighten out that left leg. And again, you might be up here holding onto a chair, might have blocks or water bottles, whatever you use for support, or you might have your hands down on the floor. Wherever you are is perfect. Just about feeling good in our bodies here. So do whatever feels good for you. And again, maybe you find a little bit of movement here again, a little bouncing, maybe moving a little side to side like this. See how that feels, getting into different parts of the hamstrings here. Just again, explore, right? This is your practice. You do whatever feels good in your body. Okay, and we'll do that little flow again 3 times. So you can use blocks or not, or a chair, whatever, wherever you are. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, runner stretch. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, runner stretch. Inhale, last one. Exhale, runner stretch. Beautiful. Hold that leg back. Shake out your hips a bit. And we're not done with the hips just yet. Got a few more here. Watching the time as well. So we'll do a little bit more, and then we'll have Holly show us all the cute animals and give us a tour of the shelter. So push back into downward facing dog. Shake out the hips a little bit here. Pedal out your feet, whatever feels good. Inhale, lift your right leg up. And as you exhale, bring your right foot outside of your hands. So your right foot is outside of your right hand. Now, a couple of options here. You can use blocks or whatever support you have and place underneath your hands. So you can be right here. You can obviously place them on a lower setting or whatever level of support you need to feel good in this pose. This is called lizard. Or you can place your hands on the floor. Totally up to you. See what feels good. I'm actually going to keep my blocks today because I'm feeling a little bit tight. And this is one where, again, padding the back knee with a blanket can feel really good. Just find a little bit of movement here. Maybe a little bit of bouncing, just very gentle, very gentle. You can also place your forearms down on the floor if you feel like that's a good option for you. Or of course, place your forearms on blocks or however far down you want to get. From here, pivot your right foot so that it's diagonal to the mat. And you can gently press your, so you can see me here. Press your right knee open a little bit with your right hand. Lift your left foot towards your left glutes. And perhaps you can stay right here, or perhaps you bring your right arm up and over and all the way back, and maybe you can hold on to your left foot. And if you can't, that's totally okay. You might be here. That's great. If you can grab onto your foot, push the foot into your hand, hand into foot. Breathe. Beautiful. Good job, yogis. Okay, slowly come out of that. Don't slingshot the foot. And bring your right leg back. Come into a little tabletop, shake at the hips a little bit, whatever you need to do. And push into downward facing dog again. And same thing on the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg up. And as you exhale, place your left foot on the outside of your hands. And again, you can grab blocks here or hands can be on the floor. Really, really nice hip opener here in lizard pose. So find your lizard, comfortable lizard. A little bit of movement, perhaps. Breathe. If you feel any sticky spots, just focus on them and send your breath there. Imagine that your breath is going to those spots and just kind of releasing any tension. Pivot your left foot so that it's diagonal to the mat. Come onto your right hand and use your left hand to gently put a little bit of pressure on the left knee here. And as you twist, and you can stay right here, or perhaps you lift that right foot up. And maybe you take your left arm, circle it all the way around and grab a hold of that right foot. Whew, nice quad and front hip flexor stretch here. Whew, quite intense. Whew. Breathe here, breathe into it. If you're holding onto your foot, push your foot into your hand, hand into foot. Breathe. Good job, yogis. And slowly release. Again, don't slingshot the foot. Lower it with control. Pull your left leg back. Shake out the hips a little bit. Place your blanket to the side if you used it. You can place your blocks to the side as well. And we'll push back into downward facing dog. Do a little core work here. Keep that belly button drawing towards the spine. Spine is long. On an inhale, push into plank. Hold in plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Two more. Plank, hold it, and push it back. Last one, hold it, push it back. Beautiful. Okay, from here, got one more core move for you. Come into plank. You can stay here, or you can drop your knees. Choose something that works for you and lift your right leg if it feels good, or you can stay in plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Okay, left leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Oh my goodness, that's hard, isn't it? Whew. Okay, down dog. Walk to the front of your mat. Come all the way up to stand. Turn and face the side of your mat. And take a big step to the side. So your feet are parallel to the mat. Engage through your core. Inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, hinge from the hips and fold forward, wide-legged forward fold. If this is really intense, you can keep blocks underneath your hands or a chair or wherever you are. You might be up here. That's perfectly good. Wherever you are, it's your body, your practice. All right, just really engage through that core. Pull belly button towards the spine. Feel this stretch through the inner thighs and that medial hamstring. So we have several hamstring muscles. Some are in the back and some are by the inner thighs. And so it's good to stretch all of them here. Important thing is that the hinge is coming from the hips, not the low back. Again, find a little movement here perhaps. Inhale to a halfway lift and come all the way up. Arms overhead. You can take a quick goddess pose here. Feet are diagonal on the mat. Let's move a little bit side to side, feeling into those hips here. Good job, yogis. Okay, from here, you've got two options. You can take a kind of a side lunge like this. We're gonna go a little bit side to side. So pick yours. So this is option one, to stay up here. Option two is to come down like so. So wherever you are, it's great. Just pick one that feels good in your body, okay? And if you're here, you can actually use, I'm just gonna show you, you can use blocks here as well. Might make it a little bit more accessible. So you can be right here. And then we'll move side to side. Do two more on each side. Just nice and easy. Keep that belly button drawing towards the spine. This is opening up through the hips. So even if you're higher up, you still get that opening through the hips. So I'm really big on modifying yoga poses. They are not less than, it's just making the poses work for you and not the other way around. And I've had a lot of spinal injuries and such. And so I've had to adjust my own practice a lot over the years. All right, last one on this side and then one more on the other side. Beautiful. Okay, let's make our way onto our backs. Bring your knees into your chest, roll around a little bit on your sacrum. Give yourself a bit of a low back massage here. It can feel really good. Bring your legs up. Hold on to your either your ankles, your shins, or around your feet. This is happy baby pose. Another really good one for hips. And sway a little side to side here. And release that. We'll take a quick shavasana before we start looking at all the animals. So you can stay here with your knees bent and knocking together. That's really good if you have any sort of low back sensitivity. This can feel very restorative. Or you can straighten out your legs, keep them about as wide as your mat, let the feet splay out. Your shoulder blades are kind of tucked under, palms face up. And let's just close down our eyes here. Just feel the mat or the floor beneath you. Come back to your breath, in and out through your nose. We'll take a big inhale through our nose. Hold at the top and exhale through the mouth. Let it all go. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Take a good morning stretch, get really long. Bring your knees into your chest. Roll over to your side. Stay here for just a moment. Your eyes can be closed or open. Come up to a seated position. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.